First thing we're going to do here to get ready to put the sleeve in on the round, because this side's been left joined, I'm going to keep it folded, just take the scissors and cut out a very small notch here. Just a slight V on the top, on the bottom, or the underarm, and also on the bottom of the garment as well. Just so we got something to match to, we know that's the side seam. So first thing we need to do is work out what's the back and the front. So this is the front, this is the back. We then need to work out our sleeve, which matches into that. And I think that might be this one. So the back is on this side. So we're going to take it, we're going to place it into the body of it, and we're going to match this point at the underarm here with the notch we've just made. Okay? And this is the back, so we're going to move that towards the back. And we're going to take a pin, and we're just going to pin into here to hold that in place, and I can move the other sleeve out of the way. Once that's held, we can then work it back so we're at the back neck here. Now this has got a slight tail on it, so we want to match them, but when we're matching them, we're matching them in 6 or 8 millimeters in, so around about there. So this pokes over a little bit, and depending on how long the tail is, depends on how much we match it in by. But we want it so the edges are matched here, 8 millimeters in. We're going to take this and lift up the foot, pass it underneath, take the bulk of the garment and just move it out of the way so it doesn't weigh on it. Line these edges up, and then we're going to start to stitch. And as we go through the stitching, we're just going to look to keep the edges aligned, trying to trim off the smallest amount of possible. And we can then start to see to make sure they stay the same length. There's a little bit of give in this, a little bit of fabric handling as we move it over, but we're stitching it down. When we come to here, we just want to balance it, but this is where the curves tend to fall naturally into each other. Remember, the seam allowance is going to fall to the back on this side, so we can unpin it now because we don't want to get that anywhere near the knife or the needles. And we can just run this underneath. I'll stop on that point, readjust the garment, line these edges up, and then just keep stitching round. And now I just want to line them up as I come up this edge, and then around about here I'll stop, move this, match the tops up here, remembering that sort of 8 mil, walk the edges together just to check. And that will help me know if I've just got to ease one seam in and one fabric flying against the other. Under here, I know these match fairly well now, and I can just hold the fabric in place, and then I can run it around, okay? And just make sure these two match, 8 mil in, and one is off. Okay, so that's the first sleeve in. To get the next sleeve in, and lift it this way, place it down. I'm going to take the sleeve, we've only one sleeve, so we know it's going to go in the right way. I'm going to place it into the fabric here, and then I'm going to match these two seams together, and I'm going to push them back the same way towards the back of the garment. Take the pin, I'm going to pin in here. Okay, just to hold it, and then this time I'm going to start from the front of the neck and work around to the back. So I'm going to match these in, 8 mil in, lift up the foot, start the process of stitching, move the bulk of the garment onto the top there, start to run these together, keeping them matched. Okay, here I might walk back from this point, check they're all matched up and they look to be fine, and then just keep running it under. So I want to keep the edges matched together from the top and bottom ply. Now come in, I'm going to pull out the pin at this point, okay, move out the tails for the thread, align this, make sure the seam allowance is coming towards the back, so we're stitching towards the back now. and then I'm just going to run that under and stop on that point. And then I'll start to just move the fabric around. And I know for the start of this, these two bits just run together. So I'm just going to go under, stop at that point. Now I'm going to take this tail, the back neck here, find the back neck on the jumper, match them in, and I'm just going to walk some of this down just to see how it fits. Okay, I'll hold it at a set point. Make sure I haven't introduced the crease into that there. Okay, and just stitch, just trying to keep the edges matched. I walked them to here, so I know they're going to be fine from there. And so what I'm doing when I'm handling this is I'm moving the top ply with one hand, the bottom ply with the other, keeping them together, and then just trying to hold them in place as I feed them in, but not putting them under any tension as they go through. If I run that off, that's my body put together now. Okay?